Hi, Jen Gilchrist here. Happy to be doing another weekly Oracle card reading for the week of September 4th through 10th. And what my intention is to just help you, if you feel called to watch this video, to get a message or validation or some insights on how to really navigate this coming week ahead and to really align with your higher path and purpose. So let's go ahead and see what is the guidance to help us align in the best way. All right, so the first card is staying focused, hold the course. So it feels like you've been working on manifesting. Well, we're always working on manifesting something, right? But this kind of feels like you've been working on something that's been more long-term, that is important to keep a steady focus forward for. Like actually you see how honed in that vision is. Really don't let yourself get distracted with other things in your life, for one thing, but also with the mindset, with the emotions, with other people's naysaying. Maybe you're wanting to create a business and people around you are like, gosh, that's awfully risky. Or what do you are you sure? Maybe you've been putting a lot into it and nothing's really coming back yet. This is saying keep focused. Don't allow anybody else's fear or negativity to get into your way. And don't allow things onto your schedule or your own mental or emotional fears and doubts about your manifestation to get in your way. This could also be in regards to relationship. It could be regards to your future, really getting clarity on your higher path. But this really feels like hold the course means keep going and keep like super focused. The next card says distant thunder. It says clear the air. So it very well could be that there's a conversation that needs to be had. So if this is in response to another person, there could be something that needs to be cleared the air, like perhaps a conversation or something like that would clear up perhaps misunderstandings, or maybe you've had some clarity come through that needs to be expressed. Miscommunications happen as well. So it could be, if that's for somebody else, it feels like maybe you've just come through a tumultuous time and it's time to just keep focused on what it is you're creating and wanting and the outcome that you're wanting, and then clear the air. And then for those of you that are thinking more like it's a material thing, this could actually be clearing your energy. It could be clearing the energy around your creations. It could be clearing the energy around your path or in your home or in your energy field. I would say that's probably good no matter what your scenario is, because the chances are there's some mental and emotional things kicked up and stirred up, perhaps even other people's energy, other energy that could, outside influence could be affecting, creating that storm to begin with, right? It could be lots of things, but then again, especially when we're in relations with other people, sometimes there's miscommunication and just a lot of confusion. So it just feels like the storm is passing. You might need to use your throat chakra, have a conversation, staying focused on the outcome. The next card says first light, beginning a new cycle. So this actually feels really good. So if you have gone through a phase of healing or a phase in a relationship, or maybe closing out an old relationship or an old business idea. So this can really, again, be anything. I feel like coming out of last month, it feels like there was a lot of people working in relationship with others, just bringing the Venus retrograde. But again, that has to do with really stepping into your deeper heart's desires and your soul's desires and your higher soul's path, whether that's in a business or in your own personal life or in your relationships with others. And so it just feels like most likely you just took a big level up, energy hit the fan, fears and doubts come in. Sometimes there are people, things, and places we need to let go of in order to be aligned with it. And so it is just saying, stay focused, clear the energy, clear the air if it's with somebody else, and know that you are now completing a cycle that is allowing a space for something new to arise. Again, it could be a brand new idea, brand new relationship, or it could be just a rebirthing of what you currently have, but at a much higher level. Okay, so fish. I might read these cards. This is the Liminal Spirits Oracle. I got quite a few decks recently that are pretty new. Even though I've had them a while, I have so many of them, right? And I haven't used these very much. But they have a long description. So I'm going to read intuitively first as I do, and then I'll look at the deck. So first thing that's coming to mind is it's some of the energy. It feels like you might have some emotional clearing to do. Maybe you're even viewing things through an emotional lens or a mental lens, but emotions often remind me of water. And so this is like honoring your emotions, allowing your emotions to perhaps settle as part of what it is that you're needing to clear so that you can have a clarity and really step into that new vision. I'm also seeing the eye. I'm seeing the eye on both sides. So I feel like as you've gone through this cycle, you're now being able to see more clearly. So it does feel like you could have kind of got some of the emotions or again, the mental and emotions work together, kind of against you in some ways. It kind of maybe move things upside down. Maybe it feels like your whole life's turning upside down, right? It could be a lot of things. I'm getting the sense of like a fish out of water. So maybe in this huge up level, because it feels like this is again a bigger thing that you've been manifesting, you might just feel like you're stepping into new territory. So I feel like the two main themes are you stepping into a new business, into a new life, into a new relationship? Is everything just seems like, wow, who I used to be, what I used to know, what was familiar, even though I was ready to shed it, ready to let it go, it wasn't really serving you, it was really part of an old version of yourself. It's like when you step into your new version of yourself, it's like it is very vulnerable, and it's almost can feel a little unrecognizable when we shed a lot of the karmic patterns or a lot of the fears, a lot of the doubts. It's like sometimes those are unconsciously a bit of how we identify ourselves with our pain of the past, or just really the energy that we were used to having in our field, or emotions that we've been carrying around a long time, whether they're ours or other people's. And so it's kind of like there's this sense of like, oh my gosh, what the heck? This is a whole new world going on, right? It's kind of it could be a little bit intense. And then the next card I see as well. Oh, well, this is definitely all intuitive because I have no idea. Definitely look at the card book for these just in case there's better, deeper messages there. But really what I'm seeing from this card is through this whole thing, you've had a huge rebirth. And yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to feel scary, a little bit vulnerable. What's funny is I was just speaking about the snake skin, right? This looks like, you feel a little bit vulnerable, a little naked, a little new, like a new baby, right? It's like, but the cool thing that I'm seeing is that you've just grown very strong roots. And now that fresh new growth is starting to sprout and bloom. So again, it really just comes back full circle to stay focused. Your manifestations are coming in. You might need to clear a little bit of the air. You might need to discharge some of the mental and emotional energy around it or the doubts. So you need to embrace that new beginning, even though there's fears and doubts, and just know that it's going to feel uncomfortable and vulnerable initially, but it's going to be great at the same time. So let's take a look if there's any other messages in the guidebook for both of these cards, because I honestly don't even know. That's what I feel the message is, but there could be some other things. So let's take a look. I don't think it's in alphabetical order though, so I might have to see if I can find it quickly. So fish, we'll start with. So fish resides in a curious place that fascinates between the human mind and the realm of water. So that makes sense, right? I was looking at the mental and emotional bodies. Add to that the mystery of ancient awareness that is vital for life. A deep symbolism is forged. The fish brings fertility, rejuvenation, playfulness, inspiration, and determination, and luck. The mesmerizing underwater motion flutters the fins to speak to our own unconscious dreaming self. Swimming beneath our active minds, tiny revelations can be found in the bubbling that surfaces. So this feels like, a lot of what we're speaking to, but I think that as you've cleared your energy a bit, right, you processed this and like kind of integrated this new cycle of healing that you've gone through, that keep tuning into your heart, keep tuning into your emotions, your soul, your body. Like there's definitely intuitive insights and information there for you, and really where you can hear the voice of your own soul and your spirit guides, and just allowing the deep wisdom within you to surface itself because it's there for you. The next card is the mandrake. I'm not sure what that is. I am curious. And it's also said mandragora is another herb that has a long history of witchcraft and a great deal of lore, linking it to fertility, sexual vigor, prosperity, and longevity. So both of these actually spoke to longevity. They spoke to solid fertility. This one has more sexual vigor, which could be, chemistry with somebody, or it could be creativity that's used in your business, right? It could go both ways. The themes, longevity. So this is solid foundation. This is like solid foundation. And we did get a beginning of a new cycle. So that feels really, really good. So let me see if there's anything else in here. It just says the mandrake has a difficult and temperamental plant to grow. The story may have been spread by magical practitioners to discourage people. The most curious thing about a mandrake is the thick tapage, the density. I don't know, half of this is just kind of hard to read. But let's just skip down. So what I'm seeing is that there's kind of just talking about a myth around this, but basically it just feels like it's very hardy, very sturdy, very rooted. The messages can mean love is in the air. You should take the aroma in for yourself, allow your heart to be open to romance, and it shall find its way to your doorstep. So I guess that romance is a part of it. Other things to be aware of is someone might be trying to spread rumors or to scare you off to prevent you achieving your goal. So just recognize this. They could be jealous or genuinely concerned. Either way, just recognize, your truth from that. And there's no easy, really fast way around this, no easy road or fast way around this, but there is big rewards and it's worthwhile. So invest your time and care needed to make sure that you can build this house that you want to live in, right? So it's basically kind of speaking to a lot of the things that we spoke to. So interesting. I've never heard of the mandrake. I guess it's a interesting, powerful herb. So I hope that message resonates. Let me see. So I guess I'll put 2 free gifts in there. One of them is going to be releasing soul contracts, unconscious healing agreements, and karmic patterns. And one of them is going to be speaking with your spirit guides, because I feel like depending on where you're at, if you're still clearing the energy or if other people's outside influence is really affecting, your ability to stay focused on what it is that you want, or there's past influence still having a hard time coming into your next level, then that could actually be helpful. You can use that towards people, places, things, just really releasing the old and bringing those agreements into the present so that you can really step into this new next level, this new beginning, this new rebirth of yourself, of what it is you've been working on creating. And then of course the spirit team one's just really good because a lot of this was speaking to tune into your intuition, tune into your spirit guides. You really don't want to be focusing on anybody else's information. You want to just really be tuning into and running the filter through your own measure of truth. So I hope that makes sense. I'll put those in the description there, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.